What's going on, you guys? What is going on? What is going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 10, Episode 2. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys have had a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, y'all. What is going on? Now, I know I was supposed to do this review last night, but honey, I went out for Carl and Tramel's birthday last night, and then they performed last night, and honey, it was a whole lot going on, so I did not make it home until midnight. So once I knew that I wasn't going to be home in time, I chose to push my live back to today. And baby, I had a time trying to get through this episode because this is one of those episodes that was pretty much boring. I think they focused a little bit too much on Trisha and Ken, in my opinion. But I'm not gonna spend this whole live talking about how boring the episode was. I'm just gonna get down and give you guys as much as I know how to give y'all, because this episode really didn't give me that much. If you feel my drift, okay. So I don't really foresee this live being no more than about 45 minutes, honestly. But that's one thing. The next thing that I want to also address and tell you guys is that tonight, for my Real Housewives of Atlanta review, I will be telling you guys about my release date for my book, because my book is on the way and it's finally about to drop. I've been teasing you guys about this book for the last couple of months, and it is finally getting ready to drop. So make sure you guys tune in to my live on the Housewives reunion. That is where I'll be announcing the release date for my book. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. All right, I'll announce it here first, and then it'll be put out on Instagram and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. But that's about it as far as any church announcements and stuff like that. But y'all know that I get this thing started at the 5-minute mark. Y'all know this already, but yeah. I'm sleepy, but that's only because I fell asleep on the episode. You feel what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I'm kind of sleepy. But like I said, I ain't gonna spend this entire time running my mouth about the episode being whack and all that other shit. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Let me see. I didn't realize it was gonna be so many people live at the same time, child. You feel what I'm saying? I really didn't know it was gonna be that many motherfuckers on live at the same time today. I try not to go live around the same time as everybody else, but it's cool. We're gonna get through it. Where we at? We got a couple of more minutes before we get started. About less than 2 minutes before we get started. Thank you for also saying that this episode was tied and through. It was, child. It was. And I promise you it ain't got nothing to do with certain saints and sinners not being on the show no more. It was just whack. I wasn't feeling it, but like I said, we're gonna get down with it, get down in just a second. We got less than a minute left before we get started. And I'm gonna give y'all the best that I got, like Anita Baker, honey. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna give y'all the best that I got. That's all I can give y'all. That's all y'all can ask for, okay? But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a lot to give you guys when it come down to the Real Housewives of Atlanta tonight. Even when they don't have a lot going on, they still give me a little something to work with, if you ask me. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. So we almost at the 5-minute mark. So we're about to go ahead and get this thing started in a minute, in about 15 seconds. And then we're gonna get started. Okay. Okay, here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, y'all. Now it's time for my Love and Marriage Huntsville review. So let me pull out my notes, which is on my phone. So let's get into it. So we started off with Latricia, Ken, Kimmy, and Maurice. Ken is asking advice on how to handle Marquez, and he's asking Maurice and Kimmy for advice on this because of their previous situation with Kiowa and Monster. He feels like he wants to give, Marquez the space to be a part of his kid's life and really, really be there for them. And he wants to push him to be there, but he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. And he doesn't keep his word on anything that he says that he's going to do. Um, but he doesn't want to erase him out of his kid's life. He only wants him to, put himself in a place where he needs to be. Trisha says that Marquez got hostile with Sharon when he came over to the house to drop off their daughter. And I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, either I'm not watching the same show that she watching, or Trisha just sit up here and lie to the people. Because if anything, Sharon ass got hostile with that man first. Let's be clear. Trisha got hostile with that man first. And that's just the basis of the situation. He did not come in here. He barged into Trisha's house. That is true. He did barge in there when he had no business barging in her house. That's very true. But in the same breath, Sharon was the one who had her attitude on 10 before Marquez could say anything to her. So it's not that he got hostile with her. She was already hostile with him first already. And I'm not team Marquez on shit. I live to poke fun at him and I live to find him wrong in any situation. But right then and there, he was not wrong for shit because she started with him. If we're gonna keep it real, if we're gonna keep it 100, we're gonna keep it all the way motherfucking 100. She started with him first. Ain't no ifs, ands, or motherfucking buts about that. She started with his ass first. For real, for real. Because she really had no reason to do the things that she did in the first place. No reason. Like, just like he said, like, girl, you don't even know me. So why are you even here? I don't care how long you've known Trisha. Baby, you don't know me. So why are you running your mouth so hard? Why you got so much shit to say? Why do you feel like you need to be having shit to say in the first place? You feel what I'm saying? Like, why you running your mouth? Like, why you running your mouth? Why you got so much to motherfucking say at this point? You feel what I'm saying? So no, that was some bullshit. And I was just not here for her trying to make it seem like, it was just him and he was wrong and all this other shit. If you're gonna say that if you're gonna say that he was wrong, you need to say that your friend was wrong because she definitely started with him first. And I don't know what Sharon trying to do. I don't know if she's trying to be an official friend of Love and Marriage Huntsville and trying to get her some camera time or what, but her picking and fucking with Marquez ain't the way to go because he barely on this motherfucking show. He ain't really got it all, and he ain't got a functioning mind like that either for him for you to be trying to start any type of shit with him. So I would suggest that you just stop because you really didn't have to say shit to that man. The only person that needed to say something to Trish was say something to what's his name, Marquez, was goddamn Trish. Sharon didn't have to say a motherfucking thing. She could have just stayed in her fucking place and didn't say shit. Unless he got hostile with her, that's when she could have said something. I'm just saying. Maurice says that it's hard to give him any advice on the situation with him, Trisha, and Marquez, only due to the fact that it's a slippery slope when it comes down when kids are involved. Like when you're going through a divorce and then the child is involved and stuff like that, it's always a very, very slippery slope. It's very hard to really decipher what's going on and what's not. So that's the thing that's the reason why he feels like he don't really have any accurate advice to even give anybody on a situation like this, even though he's already went through it. Ken says that he just feels like Marquez just needs to respect him as a man and as a person. He's not doing anything wrong. He's only trying to be there for his kids because he knew that when he got with Trisha, it was going to come with a package deal. Trisha comes with those kids, so he's going to be there and do for the kids. As I stated before, I don't really see anything wrong with Ken stepping in and doing for his kid. Doing for Marquez's kids. I don't really see nothing wrong with that because if I were a woman and I just got out of a divorce and my ex-husband is not doing, anything for my kids, then any man that I'm with, I'm gonna be happy if he chooses to treat my kids like they're his own and do for my fucking kids. That's how I feel. Kimmy said that, some people would rather rather the kids not like the step parent instead of appreciating the step parent for what they give and what they bring. I agree with Kimmy. Because if you ever realize it and if you ever really just see it, anytime a woman gets with another man after she done broke up with this husband of hers or just broke up with this boyfriend of hers and they had a child or two together, and they get with another man, the first thing that they say is, I ain't got no time for no another nigga to be around my child. Don't know another nigga need to be doing for my child. Don't know another nigga need to be taking my child to the barber shop. Don't know nigga need to be taking all that. Don't know other nigga need to be doing this for my child, but you the nigga that need to be doing for the child. And if you, as the nigga that's supposed to be doing for the child, if you was doing the things that you was supposed to do, then we wouldn't be having these issues. But that's why another nigga is doing for your child, because you're not doing what the fuck you're supposed to do. So it's just like, what gives? What do you want? What are you looking for? Because until you do right by the kids, another nigga gonna take care of your game of your fucking kids. And either you gonna deal with it, or you gonna get with it, or you gonna get lost in the sauce. That's what the fuck is gonna happen. You feel what I'm saying? So absolutely not. Ain't nobody got time for the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like Marquez has that another nigga syndrome, you know, and like I said before, he's one of those dudes that love to say another nigga ain't gonna do this for my kid, another nigga ain't gonna do that for my kid, but and all this other stuff. And I would feel like at the end of the day, you got if I'm no longer with my baby mama and there's a nigga in the house, I would hope that they would treat my kids like their own. I would hope that they respect my kids. I would hope that if I fall short, or if Trisha falls short, then they can come through and we can have this conversation and we can do what we do. You know, so that's why I don't understand why people are trying to make Ken out to be a weirdo. He's not doing nothing wrong here. The only time I would feel like he's doing something wrong is if he's trying to erase Marquez out of those kids' life, being that Marquez is the biological father. And I don't see him trying to do that. All he's doing is what he's supposed to do. We don't see a lot of men that get with women with kids even buy a stick of gum for these fucking kids. Okay? Not a stick of gum. And then there's some kids, some men that would get with a woman, treat these kids like they're royalty the whole time. Soon as he get this woman pregnant with his kid, they'll treat the other kids like shit now that they got their own biological child with the mama. That's another thing that I don't like either. It's like, before you got your biological child, you was doing everything under the sun for your woman's children that was already there. Once you get her pregnant, now your child is the only one that matters, and these other two don't matter. You feel what I'm saying? I don't really like that shit either. I don't like when men do that either. So it's a catch to every damn thing. It's a motherfucking side effect to every situation that you're in. So I respect Ken for stepping up to the plate while Marquez is trying to figure himself out. I just feel like Marquez needs to be thankful that somebody cares enough about his kids to look out for them while he goes and try to find himself. But, you know, some people might feel like I'm wrong for saying this, or some people may not agree, and that's absolutely fine if you don't. But that's just the way I see it. I'll never take something away from a man that's only trying to do right. You know, but that's just me. So we're going to move on to the next part of the show, and that is Martell and Destiny. Martell is at the furniture store, right? And he's saying that he's now committed to Ariane, and they are making plans for their lives together. Now, let me just say this. I personally don't give a fuck about Martell and Ariane being together at this point. I personally don't care. Honestly, obviously, I don't care. And if Ariane is in Martell's life, I know a lot of people are like completely outraged that the Ariane's name is being said on the show, her image is being shown on the show, and we all know if they're saying her name, if they're showing her picture, the next thing that we're going to see is her being on this show in scenes with Martell. And I know a lot of people are mad that they're saying her name now, but we got to be real. If he's with her, and if that's his woman now, that is his reality. That's his reality. Whether y'all like it or not, that is his reality. And Saints and Sinners is no longer on this show. So that person can't block shit else. And we all know that's the main reason why she wasn't on the show, because Saints and Sinners was blocking it. Now, we may not like Ariane, but she's here. And we may as well just deal with that. However, I do think that and I'm gonna keep saying it, and I don't care who gets annoyed by what I'm saying. This is just my opinion. While he's saying that they're committed to one another and he's planning his life with her and all of this good jazz, right? I still find it odd that they are together. And I got my reasons for that. Number one, on his end, Ariana went on social media, blasted you, said that you was gay, just said all kinds of shit. Like some of the shit that she said, she agreed with Saints and Sinners on and all that other shit. Like she done came and talked to bloggers and had these phone conversations with them, talking shit about you, all the whole nine. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird to me that now y'all are committed to one another. When it comes down to Ariana, I think that when with her, my issue is that she is committed to him after he done called her a peasant and completely drug her at this particular point, right? And now she's committed to him and she's out here, bragging about how that's her man now. At the end of the day, it's been years now and they never stopped seeing each other. They never stopped fucking around. So if that's what they're doing, then that's what they're doing. I just wouldn't be with now. I wouldn't be with neither one of them motherfuckers. I'm just telling y'all the truth. You know what I mean? Like, shit. Like, this is my recap, right? And this is my opinion, right? Okay, so can't nobody really be mad about what the fuck I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing that I just can't get with. I can't get with a motherfucker that went on social media spreading lies about me saying that I'm fucking men on the low and all this other shit. Not only are they saying that I fuck men on the low, but they're also saying, all kinds of salacious things about me talking to bloggers and shit like that. And they're recording the phone calls and stuff like that. That's, all that other shit. But then you got another thing where, I'm a peasant on national TV and I ain't shit. I'm a nobody and all this other stuff. I can't. So, I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. But if you like it, I love it. I ain't got time. I ain't finna stay on the same thing. Destiny arrives and Martell says that he's moving Ariana to his crib. And then Destiny was like, y'all moving in together? And he was like, no, I'm putting her in my investment property. And so he was like, so she was like, so are y'all engaged? She was like, no, we're not engaged right now. And then she was like, oh, right now. So you want to marry Ariana? And then he was like, yeah, I do. I think that she's wifey material. Okay, you think she's wifey material? Got you. Wasn't expecting to hear that. Got you. She's wifey material. Let's see. He says that although, they're trying to figure things out, at some point in time, he wants to marry her and keep her in his life for the rest of his life and things like that. And but at the same time, he's still trying to shake off his divorce. Destiny feels like he's being stuck. He's stuck in that marriage, but he thinks that he isn't. And she suggests that he goes to therapy. Now, here's the thing. I think that Destiny is absolutely correct. I really believe that he needs to go to therapy because if he's sitting here saying that he wants to be committed to Ariane and really make things work out with her and stuff like that, then in the same breath, it's like, well, if you really want to be whole and if you really want to be the best man for this girl that you say that is wifey material, you might need to go to therapy. There's really no need to go into another relationship or a possible marriage with a lot of baggage that you have from your previous marriage. I know for me, I just don't agree with going into relationships with residual feelings for someone else. I don't like going into relationships, not really working through unresolved feelings that I may have for another person. I don't like going into relationships not really certain about if that's what I want or if I'm still harping on the past and I have not gotten over it yet. those are the things that I just don't agree with when it come down to like relationships and stuff like that. I really feel like you need to know exactly what it is that you want and what you need and what you desire when it comes down to those kinds of relationships. Because if you don't, then you're going to be doomed, and the relationship is really going to be doomed too. So it's really not going to be nothing more for you to do at that point but just sit there and sulk in your misery. So you just can't bring in like old shit into something that is new. Now, his situation with Ariana is not necessarily new because he's known her for years now, but they're going into new territory at this point. And he's sitting up here, you know, proclaiming that that's his woman and that's who he wants to be with. Then, you know, go to therapy so you can shake it off. Because I'd be damned if I'm going into another potential marriage and I'm still harping on the marriage that I had with Saints and Sinners. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that. So, you know, I guess. Um, Destiny says that her relationship with Lance had fizzled. You know what I mean? Like nothing. She can't really put her finger on what exactly happened, but you know, it wasn't what she thought it was. It didn't really last too long and it just fizzled out. You know, sometimes things fizzle out. No lies. Like you could be dating somebody and things could be very much so glorious and happy and you know the sex might be good, or you know y'all going out to eat, y'all talking all the time, but then over time that stuff slowly begins to stop, and then sometimes you see it stopping and you see it slowing down, and once you see that shit slowing down, you know that it's fizzling. You know that it's fizzling once you see it slowing down. So, and I look, okay, this ain't even a video for that, um but yeah, it you know, you can tell when things when you're with a person and it's fizzling, yeah, you might as well just make plans to move forward. That I mean that's all that I can tell you, to be quite real and honest with you. Like that's all that I can really say. It's just that, you know, move forward, move on, and find somebody else that's really worthy of you, because there's really no need to be sticking around waiting on people to get it right when they're not ready to really get it right. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I think when it comes down to it. And with Destiny, she's went through a lot with LeBeric and stuff, and I don't really think that she need to rush into another relationship either. But you know, but she ain't been with LeBeric for a long time. So right now she could just date and just figure things out. And the whole thing with Moses and shit like that, that was a lot too. So Letitia and Marcel, now they're out there and they're finally seeing movement on Scott Manor. They've been working on Scott Manor since Jesus was a damn baby. And child, Jesus is a teenager now. And they still working on Scott Manor. These how like I've seen big ass houses be built within 30 days and motherfuckers move in within them 30 days. These motherfuckers been working on this house, I swear, since Jesus was a baby and Moses was a damn toddler. Like they've been doing it, they've been working on this shit forever. When the hell are they gonna finish this goddamn house? And look, I ain't even one of the ones that be trying to, you know, go in on them about Scott Manor and stuff like that, but Jesus, well, when the fuck is this house gonna get built? And I mean all the way built. You feel what I'm saying? Like when, like what's up? Like what's going on? Like when y'all gonna get it done? That's all I'm saying. Like I know them kids tired of looking at that dirt. Um, Let me see where we at now. They talk about MJ. MJ wants to go to college in Michigan. Letitia really doesn't want him to go to college in Michigan, but Marceau is good with him going to college in Michigan. That's mainly because, you know, Marceau is from Michigan, so he don't mind him going there. Marceau says that Kimmy and Maurice need to get on the same page. Kimmy tells him one thing, Maurice says another, and that's why things are moving very slow with the project that they're doing for Kimmy and Maurice. Tisha wants Miss Wanda to be involved in what they got going on, with everything that she had going on with, like, you know, the food truck and all the success that the Queen of Bisma didn't have with this food truck. She just wants Miss Wanda to be a part. But you know, Maurice Marceau was like, we talking about happy times and you bringing up Miss Wanda. I holla when he said that, but you know, I just love the fact that Miss Wanda back. I know that it kills people on the inside, but I love it. Maurice and Marquez. So Maurice says that when he had a conversation with Ken and Trish, it was a whole lot of talking about Marquez. So he wanted to meet up with Marquez so they could have a conversation. Marquez says that he hasn't signed off on a divorce because on the divorce thing, it stated that they didn't have any minor children or something like that. He says that the issue with Trish needs to be resolved. I think that it needs to be resolved too. And I think that's a part of the reason why they can't move forward is because Trisha is still mad with Marquez. And that's just really the basis of the situation. She's still mad with that man. And ain't nobody saying that she can't be mad with him, but she's still mad with Marquez. And, and there's a lot of emotions there, honestly. And I do think that when it all boils down, they ain't gonna never move forward until Trish is ready to move forward. And it doesn't look like she's ready to do that. It don't look like she's ready to do that at all, honestly. It don't. And it'll be in her best interest to just make amends or make peace with this man, just so their kids can have like a normal relationship with him and it won't be so fucked up. But he got to do things in the right way too, because the reason why she can't get over whatever has happened is because he keep on doing the same old dust bunny ass shit that he keeps doing. Let me see. He says that when he went and talked to Ken, he thought that he had a motive at first, but the more that he heard him talk, he could understand. He could understand why Trisha loved Ken so much, right? So he says that Ken reminds him of Trisha's daddy. And that's something that Trisha wants is a man like her father. He's nothing like her father. He says that he admits that he stayed with Trisha to prove a point to his father. His father never agreed with them being married. And he said that by year 5 they were no longer going to be married. And so once he got to the 5th year, he felt like he proved a point. But then it went from 5 years to 7 years to then to 10 to 12 years. And then by the time they got to year 10, he knew that things wasn't the same and they needed to move forward, right? But he didn't leave because, again, he felt like he had a point to prove to people. So that's why he stayed. And you know what? That is one of the craziest things to do, is to stay in a relationship that you really don't want to be in and that you really don't see moving forward for you, is because you want to prove a point to people. And we got to learn how to stop trying to prove ourselves to people, because no matter what we do or say, people are going to find whatever they want to find to make us inferior or to talk down on us. I have seen people stay in relationships where they knew they weren't happy, but they stayed in a relationship to prove that they could keep a man, and winded up miserable as fuck at the end. Why stay in a relationship with someone and you know it ain't working out, and now it's kind of like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's not conducive to what's going on right now. It's not. It ain't. So I just think that at the end of the day, that was crazy, but at least he admitted that, because a lot of people won't admit that. You stayed in a relationship so you can prove a point, because then nobody believe in your relationship. And that's another thing. I don't even know why we need people to validate us and our relationships and how we, want to maneuver in our relationships. We let the opinions of other people really fuck with us a lot. We do. We let the opinions of other people fuck with the way we view relationships and stuff, because when you break up with a man, like say for instance you dating a man for like 6 months and you see that you see that it's not working out. So once you see that it's not working out and you choose to leave, and then you get with another man, and then you with them for like a year, and then you realize that it's not working and you break up with them. And when you constantly keep breaking up with a man, the first thing that people say is, oh, you can't keep no man. You can't keep a man to save your life. You know what I mean? It's not that you can't keep a man to save your life. It's just that you're not willing to deal with certain things just to say you got a man like other people do. But there's some people who would put up with anything just to say they got a man. And we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. That ain't even right for you. Then Ken turns around and says that he feels that if he wants Trisha, he can have Trisha, and that he really gave Trisha to Ken. Wow. Letitia and MJ, they discuss college, and all that other stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, this was a cute little scene, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was kind of cute, you know what I mean? Like, it was cute, Monster sitting there, he's growing up or whatever. Yeah, it was cute. But the only thing that I could really say while watching that, and not even just watching that scene in particular, but the only thing, excuse me. Oh, damn. But yeah, like I was just watching it and I'm like, it just seemed like they just, put that in there just to put that in there. It's like, oh, let's just shoot this scene and whatever. Like, this is the look on my, like, this is what my expression was watching that scene in the rest of the show. Like, that was my thing right there. It was just like, girl, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt about the situation. So we can move on to the last part. So we get to Ken, Trish, and Marquez. Ken says that they need to set boundaries. And then once they start talking, and I still don't know why Sharon was even there. But okay, girl. They talk about setting boundaries, and then Marquez confronts Trish about some of the things that's been going on. And then Trish says that he was lying about not having minor children on the docket or whatever the fuck that was. And you feel what I'm saying? It was kind of like, okay. And then they had the paperwork. They showed that was on there. So where he got that lie from, I really don't know. Don't have any clue where he got it from. Next thing you know, Ken gets real agitated, gets up, wants to fight Marquez. And then by the end, that was pretty much the end of the episode. It was like, to be continued. I'm just gonna say this, y'all. It is a toxic situation with them three. And I really feel like Ken getting like physical with Marquez on TV is really not conducive to what they are trying to do, because it's a divorce going on. Marquez could literally use that footage as a way to get his kids from Trish. He can now if he got his own shit set. Like, if he's a settled guy and he got everything he need to have, then you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of shit that he could use against Ken for putting hands on him, or at least attempting to put hands on him. However you want to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I think. But I don't know. It got real quick. You know what I mean? It got real fast. And I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen next. But all I can give you guys is that this episode really went out that great. I said I wasn't gonna sit this whole video out and say all that, but this episode wasn't really that great. But it did enough. It at least got me out, got me to about 35 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? But that's really all that I got for y'all. I'll be seeing you guys later on tonight for the Real Housewives of Atlanta finale. And then I'll be seeing you guys on Monday for Yes for the Mess, as well as the Whether You Like It or Not panel, which will be on Busy Blues platform. That will be our last Whether You Like It or Not panel until Potomac comes back. With that being said, you guys, this is your boy Scotty, and I am out. Sayonara.
Cause I know what I want. I guess I could pray to the man up above. Start a new path with unconditional love. I can build a new life out of this mess. Moving on to a place free from the stress. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. All of my life, and you know it hit the worst when it starts at the night.
this shit, they can speak for itself. See, I'm a bad little nigga with his heart as well. Say it best from the heart, so it beating is felt. Just a sense to see you smile, someone probably can melt with the cause is still, nigga. I was just wishing, can I be the only bad bitch that you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like?